Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Friday, May 19th. Before we get started with today's breakdown, I'm going to go ahead and say it, guys. My picks yesterday did not turn out the way I thought they would. Julio Teheran, he got absolutely rocked. I know he finished in the negatives. I haven't checked DraftKings. I hadn't gotten on there since I saw Teheran score. I was watching the first few innings of that game on the At-Bat app. And Teheran was just absolutely getting crushed. All his pitches were going right down the middle. The Blue Jays were just absolutely crushing him. So that was definitely a bad pick on my part. That did not turn out the way I thought it would. I can already tell you that all my teams are not cashing tonight. Even if my hitters put up tremendous scores, it's going to be really hard to get into the money with that bad score from Teheran. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty long night for me. I will be posting on Twitter how my lineup finishes. So if you guys want to see that, you can definitely follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. I've said this before, guys. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I'm going to post my lineups. Even if I win or lose, I'm going to show you guys my full lineup. So be sure to follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. We'll post the lineup probably sometime in the morning when I get up. So be sure to follow me on Twitter if you want to see that. But I really like this spot to bounce back today, guys. We definitely have a really good slate today. Got 14 games on today's slate. Got a ton of pitching options. The slate definitely looks a lot better than these last few slates we've had. So I'm really looking to bounce back today. And yeah, let's go and get started. Alright, so starting off with pitcher, guys, like I said, pitcher is really loaded today. I think I'm going to the top today. I'm paying up for Chris Sale. Even though he's $13K, I absolutely love this spot against the Athletics. If you look at the Athletics splits this year, or in the last 7 days versus left-handers, the A's are striking out at a whopping 42.1% of the time in the last 7 days versus lefties. They have just not been able to hit lefties lately. They're only hitting a 176 average and a 249 WOBA in the last week versus lefties. And that strikeout rate, that's what really makes me like Sale today. I think he has a ton of upside. If you look at Sale's K rate this year, he's striking out batters at a big 38.8% of the time. So I love Sale today. I think he's a lock for double-digit strikeouts. If you look at his Ks this year, they've just been absolutely insane. In his last 4 games, he's posted 12, 10, 11, and 10 strikeouts. He's only posted 1 game this year with less than 10 strikeouts, and that was his first game against Pittsburgh. Even in that game, he still had 7 Ks. So the Ks have been there for Sale. Through 8 games, he's struck out 85 batters, so he's averaging over 10 strikeouts a game. Like I said, guys, I love this spot for Chris Sale. I love the ballpark. Oakland's ballpark is a great ballpark for pitchers. I think Sale has the most upside on the slate by far. I think he has over 40 DraftKings point upside. I could see him pitching deep into this game, getting over double-digit Ks, maybe even shutting out the Athletics. Their offense has not been good this year, so I love this spot for Chris Sale. He's definitely going to be a guy that I try and pay up for today. Even though he has 13K, I absolutely love this spot. I think he has the most upside on this slate by far. So Chris Sale is going to be the SP1 that I'm looking at today. And then for SP2, there are a ton of ways you can go here. But since you're paying up for Sale at 13K, you're going to need a guy that's a lot cheaper. Maybe a guy that's under 7K. So that's where I'm going to be targeting. And I like Hector Santiago today. 6,600 pitching at home against the Royals. I also really like this spot for Santiago. If you look at the matchup, the Royals have just been terrible offensively this year. They rank towards the bottom of the league in pretty much every offensive category. If you look at Santiago's splits, he also pitches a lot better at home. Through 4 games at home this year, he's averaged 17 DraftKings points, and then in 4 games on the road, he's only averaged 8 DraftKings points. So like I said, he pitches a lot better at home. He has faced his team already once this year. He put up 17 DraftKings points against them. And if you look at the Royals splits this year versus lefties, they've been about average when it comes to K rate. They strike out at 20.7% of the time versus lefties, which isn't great, but it's not bad either. It's about league average. But offensively, they have just been terrible against lefties, only hitting a 209 average and a 258 WOBA. So I don't expect them to score a ton of runs today. Right now, as I'm recording this video, they're only implied to score about 4 runs, which is pretty low. So I like this spot for Santiago. I don't know if he has a ton of upside. His Ks have really been down this year, but I think he's pretty consistent in this spot. I think he can get you 20 DraftKings points, possibly get you a win. So at 6,600, Hector Santiago is going to be a guy that I'm looking at for SP2 today. Like I said, guys, if you're going to play Chris Sale, you're going to need a cheaper SP2. When it comes to DraftKings pitchers, I try to spend less than 20K, so I'm getting right around there today. Going with Sale and Santiago, that gives you 19.6K for your 2 pitchers, which is kind of a lot. That leaves you 3,800 per batter spot, which isn't much, but they're definitely since it's a 14-game slate, there's definitely some value hitters that can let you get up for some big bats. So I like going with Chris Sale and Hector Santiago as my 2 pitchers today. And then for my bats, I'm going to be giving you guys 3 hitters for my top 5 plays that are all under 4K. I want you guys to be able to use my picks and make a lineup out of it. I'm not just going to give you guys all the top plays and expect you to use it, only leave you like 3K. So I'm going to give you all some value hitters, all under 4K. So first off, at catcher, I'm going to be looking at Rene Rivera today, just 2,200. This is one of my favorite punt plays today. When you put him in your lineup, he gives you so much more salary to pay up for some better bats. This is a pretty good spot for Rivera, going up against Ricky Nolasco. Nolasco, he's a decent pitcher, but he's not great. And Rivera has been really consistent as of late. In his last 3 games, he's put up 7, 7, and 18 DraftKings points. Rivera definitely provides some power at the catcher position. He has homered twice this year. He's been hitting the ball pretty well. He's batting .324 so far this year. He is projected to be into the starting lineup, so he should be in the lineup today. I think he's projected about 8th, which isn't great, but for 2,200, if he gets you close to 5, 6, 7 DraftKings points, that's great for that price tag. So Rene Rivera is going to be a guy that I'm looking at today for catcher. Like I said, guys, I always try and go for value at catcher. I'm just going to be punting this position, so Rene Rivera is going to be a guy that I'm targeting at catcher, just 2,200. Second base, another guy I'm looking at for value here is Jedd Gyorko at just 3,700, going against Matt Moore. I absolutely love this spot for Gyorko. Getting the platoon against Matt Moore. Matt Moore has not been good this year. He has definitely struggled, especially against righties. So I really like this spot for Gyorko, and I love the price tag as well at just 3,700. I think that is very cheap. Gyorko has been hitting the ball really well this year. He's batting .331. He's already had 7 home runs. He's been pretty consistent as of late. He's been getting the job done. In his last 4 games, he's put up 14, 5, 3, and 6 DraftKings points. So Gyorko has been getting the job done. I like him today just at 3,700. When you play sale, like I said, guys, you're going to need some cheaper value hitters. So I like Jedd Gyorko today. This guy you can target for value at just 3,700. And then at shortstop, there's another value play that I'm liking here. And that's Didi Gregorius, just 3,500, going up against Erasmo Ramirez. I also really like this spot for Gregorius. Get the platoon against Ramirez. Gregorius does hit righties very well, and Erasmo Ramirez is not that good of a pitcher. So I definitely think you can target Didi Gregorius as a value play today. He has been really consistent as of late. In his last 2 games, he's put up 14 and 14 DraftKings points, so he's been hitting the ball pretty well lately. So I like Didi Gregorius as a value play that you can target today, especially just 3,500. I love that price tag. This ballpark is not a great ballpark for hitters, but the price tag and the matchup, the pitching matchup, I think that's the reason you're going to target Gregorius today. So just getting the platoon advantage, and he hits righties very well. I think you can target him as a value play at shortstop, especially just 3,500. When you plug in those 3 hitters to go with Sale and Santiago, that leaves you 4,200 per spot, which is plenty of salary. I try and give you guys at least over 4K remaining, so you can definitely use this top 5 plays and then build around it, make your own lineup out of these plays. So that's why I went with some cheaper hitters today, so you can have more salary. But yeah, so these are my top 5 plays for tonight, guys. I went with Chris Sale, Hector Santiago, Rene Rivera, Jedd Gyorko, and Didi Gregorius. Now I'm going to give you guys some other picks that you can target at each position. So write these names down or try and remember them. Other pitchers that I like today, besides Sale and Santiago, if you're paying up today, I definitely like Jacob deGrom. I think there are multiple ways that you can attack the pitcher position. If you go with deGrom, I like pairing him with Luis Severino. If you combine those two, that's about the same salary as playing Sale and Santiago, so that's a choice you're going to have to make. Do you want to play deGrom and Severino for about the same price as Sale and Santiago? That's kind of a choice you got to make. So I do like Severino as well to go with deGrom. I also like Alex Wood if you want to pair him with deGrom. I like him. And then another cheaper mid-range guy I like at pitcher is Nate Carnes. Catcher, I'm just going to be going strictly value here. I like Matt Wieters, and I like Sandy Leon, and I also like Rene Rivera, like I said. I'm going to try and give you guys more value hitters today since there are so many stud pitchers worth paying up for, and I feel like you're going to have to pay up at pitcher today, so I'm going to try and give you more value hitters than normal. First base, if you're paying up, I love Paul Goldschmidt today against Jared Weaver. I think he's the guy you want to try and get into your lineups. But value plays at first base, I like Jose Abreu, and I like Josh Bell. Second base, if you want to pay up, I love Daniel Murphy in this spot against R.A. Dickey. I think Murph's a great play today. But value plays at second base, I like Cesar Hernandez, and I like Chris Taylor. Third base, if you're paying up, I love Jake Lamb today against Jared Weaver. I think he is a great play if you can fit him in. Value plays at third base, I like Justin Turner, and I like Josh Harrison. Shortstop, I'm probably just going to be going to the mid-range here, or if I do pay up, I like Gene Segura. He is very cheap at just $4,100. It's not the best matchup against Jose Quintana, but I love the price tag on Segura. I definitely think you can play him. And then in the mid-range, I like Elvis Andrus and also like Didi Gregorius. Like I said, I think those are guys you can target at shortstop. Outfield, I don't think I'm going to be trying to pay up as much here. There are definitely some good value plays at outfield. But if you do want to pay up, there's a guy I like. That's JD Martinez. JD Martinez has been absolutely crushing the ball since he's came off his injury. I do like paying up for him if you can. The outfield value plays I like. Love Jason Worth today. He has great BVP against R.A. Dickey. You can definitely target him for outfield value. Also like Jackie Bradley Jr. for outfield value. And then another value play I like is Delano DeShields. And yeah, so those are some other picks that I like at each position. You can use those picks and use my top 5 plays, and you guys can make a lineup out of that. Or if you guys want to get my lineups, then follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I will be posting on Twitter how my lineups do. Even if I win or lose, I'm going to show you guys my full lineups with all the plays that I had. So be sure to follow me on Twitter if you want to see that. And if you are interested in getting lineups, then follow me on Twitter. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you did enjoy. If you never want to miss out on any videos, please be sure to turn on post notifications. If you click the bell icon next to my YouTube name, that'll notify you every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on any videos, please be sure to do that, guys. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Then we sleep through day, then we play all through